full stop, and landing 13 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango India Link, Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango India Link, Palm Springs altimeter 29885, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
If that's available, yes, please.
Remember, departure Papa Hotel Tango India Link, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango India Link, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance plus 4658 is type PC12 slam conf, request clearance to Vegas S file.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon. Unable to give you S file, and I'll be full route standby. Plus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas Airport via Flight Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs, Victor 370 to 29 Palms, Victor 538, Cresso, join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
Plus 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3. Initially climb 7,000, expect cruiser FG5, departure 167, squawk 6316 plus 465.
Plus 4658, free back is correct. Tango Mike, taxi to the ground via Echo on this frequency.
Taxiing to the ramp via Echo, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango India Link.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left, traffic, left downwind, runway 26 left, report base.
Enter left downwind 26 left, report your base, 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 242, on the visual for 20 right, will be turning for a right base shortly.
United 242 John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170.3.
Clear to land, cruiser right, United 242.
Papa Tower King Alpha 208 Kilo ILS flight 4.
Air 520 Yankee Kilo Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 1.
The land
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
6 left, clear to land, 7 Charlie Alpha.
Palm Springs ramp plus 4658 east traffic with weather going for taxi.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning, November 2903 Alpha with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 clear low approach, report miss.
November 2903 Alpha, low approach, runway 9, next week order 50.
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658 ready to go 3 and right at Bravo.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Fifth takeoff 3 and right plus 465.
Papa Tower King Alpha 208 Kilo India 4.
Here's our Yankee Kilo Rush, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Via Alpha
Plus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Cessna 7 Charlie Alpha is clearly active, taxi to the GA parking base.
Number 7 Charlie Alpha, remain on this frequency, taxi into the south ramp via Sierra.
South ramp via Sierra with you, 7 Charlie Alpha, thanks.
November 2903 Alpha going around.
Number 03 Alpha, confirm going around or going missed.
November 2903 Alpha going missing.
Number 03 Alpha, roger, execute the published missed approach procedure.
Flying the published mid-approach procedure, November 2903.
Piper 2903 Alpha, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure, 03 Alpha.
Number 03 Alpha, departure frequency will be 135.4.
135.4 for departure, November 2903 Alpha.
Ontario Tower, November 516 Delta Mike, inbound ILS 26 left.
Or 516 Delta Mike, Ontario Tower. Good afternoon, Ontario. Wind is calm. Runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, 6 Delta Mike. Ontario Tower, November 36. Correction 516 Delta Mike, clearly active at uniform, taxiing to the south apron.
Number 6 Delta Mike, roger, taxi on the south ramp via Sierra. Remain on this frequency.
Via Sierra on this frequency 6 Delta.
Riverside Tower,
2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land on runway 2703 Alpha. Riverside ground, November 2903 Alpha. In Alpha, request taxi to the transient parking.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside ground. In the future, don't switch to the ground frequency unless you're told to do so. Should stay with tower, exiting the runway all the way to the hold short point. Stay on this frequency for now, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Taxi to ramp via Alpha. Rocket. November 2903 Alpha.
Runway clear. Runway clearance. November 6th. Charlie Mike, Cherokee. I would like to attempt the I-4 rating today.
Cherokee 76 Charlie Mike, jawline clearance. Good evening. Good luck on the I-4 destination. Will be, let's go, Kilo, Oscar, X-ray, Romeo.
That's Kilo, Oscar, X-ray, Romeo. 6 Charlie Mike.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
I'm going to sign off and collect some information for this destination. I'll sign back in. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Just report when you're back with the I-4. And how long do you think it'll be? It's not going to be more than an hour, is it?
No. I have to file and get some charts and plates.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll still be here, so it shouldn't be a problem. And we'll look for your flight plan to come through. Which one is it?
Las Vegas Tower Plus 4658 visual 1 on the right 4500.
Plus 4658 Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 1807.
Clear to land 19 right 468.
Plus 658 exit right, taxi into the ramp via hotel, remain on this frequency today.
Exit right, ramp via hotel, ramp frequency 58 468.
Ground number 953 Whiskey Alpha's Piper Comanche
taxi be active, VFR east departure with weather.
Calling Long Beach Ground, need you to verify your call sign, please.
Sorry about that. 916 Whiskey Alpha, November 916 Whiskey Alpha.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Ground, roger. And just confirm VFR eastbound.
Eastbound and the east ramp just south of runway 25.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, roger. Runway 26 right, taxi via Kilo.
Okay, 25 right via Kilo, 916 Whiskey Alpha. Long Beach Tower, November 916 Whiskey Alpha, holding short of 25 right, Kilo, ready for departure VFR east.
We're 916 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, right downwind departure route.
Clear for takeoff 25 right, right downwind departure 6 Whiskey Alpha.
Good day, Palm Springs, ground scanning Hotel Tango, East Red, India, close traffic, 31 right.
Papa Hotel Tango, do you mind? Palm Springs, ground, say again, aircraft type.
For a Cessna Skyhawk.
Skyline Tango, do you mind? Thank you, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Echo and Bravo, 31 right, Papa Hotel Tango.
We're 791 Juliet, towards ground left, clear.
Okay, Skyhawk 791 Juliet, we see there's no clearance delivery with this field, so would we get our departure instructions with tower or with ground?
Always go with the lowest, so we'll start with ground, just say your intentions.
Okay, Skyhawk 791 Juliet, type Cessna 172 on the south angles with the numbers requesting VFR advisories to
Number 791 Juliet, roger, departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 2061.
1249 is 2061.
Got 991 Juliet, read back is correct, are you ready to taxi now?
In a couple of minutes, just gotta go and get started. Skyhawk 791 Juliet, south angles
Sky 791 Juliet, roger, runway 29 right, taxi via hotel, correction, taxi via Alpha in Juliet.
29 right, taxi via Alpha and Juliet, Skyhawk 791 Juliet. Palm Springs Tower, calling Papa Hotel Tango, Mike is holding short runway 31 right, Bravo, and ready for departure, close traffic.
CAT-10 guys, I'm anxious to be honest. Welcome, happy Monday. So yeah, the CAT-10 today. Kimo, good to see you. Welcome on board. Yeah, the CAT-10 hype. Gabriel, hello. Aitka, good to see you as well. Welcome on the stream. So we are going to do the CAT-10, and the CAT-10 is one of the most complex VFR flights that I will do or have done so far. I will show you. right now. This is the flight. And actually, the flight consists of two sub-flights. The first is coming from Torrance or Zamperini Airport. It's a Delta airport, as you can see. Never been there before, so curious to see what the airport looks like. Flying to Van Nuys that we visited yesterday with Mireille on board, but this time through the mini route transition. So we're going to cross the Bravo airspace, flying with our little Cessna Skyhawk on top over the LAX airport, the busy airport, then through the Santa Monica Delta northbound to Van Nuys, and then do a stop there. A brief stop, so to reset our frequencies and get our spirit together to make our second leg back, this time again through the Bravo airspace, but now through the coastal transition. Another transition you can do, there are different transitions here. You can see here in the magenta boxes, there's a mini route, there's the coastal route, there's a special flight rules area route. There are different ways to transition the Bravo airspace for VFR pilots. So when we go southbound, the coastal route, and then all the way down to John Wayne. Well, I just picked El Toro here as a VOR that I'm going to use, but we're going to end up here at John Wayne. Yeah, that's a complex flight. Also a long stream, which I'm also very, very excited about. Hey, Midwest, it's good to see you as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to watch a bit of the stream since it was very late here in Sydney. I'll definitely watch the YouTube video after. Good to hear, Mini Webs. You're always very, very, very welcome, even if you only have a brief time here to stay around. Oh, the infamous CAT-10 has taken many pilots by surprise and has failed many pilots. Guys, give me some confidence here. Give me some confidence. I failed 2 times. Oops. Gabriel, I don't know what the CAT-10 actually is. Well, Gabriel, I'm always flying on the PilotEdge network. And that's an online multiplayer network of people flying, but flying governed by actual ATC controllers within the Southern California airspace. And that's really, really cool. So you can really prep yourself for actual real-world flying and chatting with ATC. The same procedures. Is really, really cool. But also PilotEdge offers these CAT ratings, check rides, examinations that you can pass for to progress through your training. And there are actually 11 CAT ratings. Those are the first VFR ratings, so the first initial kind of check rides that you need to do. And currently I need to go for my 10 CAT rating. And then there's an 11 CAT rating, and then I completed my PPL training. So it's we're getting at the end there, so the CAT ratings get more challenging. And this is definitely one of the most complex that I've done. Well, I don't think it's that impossible for me. I mean, a few streams ago, I also did some transitions through the Bravo. But still, also because you've got the pressure of a CAT rating going, and it's quite a complex route here, I actually feel quite challenged, which is good. But perhaps this is going to be the first rating that I'm going to fail. But still, get my bearings straight. Positive expectations, and I've got you guys on board to help me, so I feel confident. Let's do this. Okay, so where are we gonna start? Well, let's first start in the cockpit. That might be a good way to get things going. Now, as you can see, currently at Torrance, very, very nice weather. I believe on John Wayne we've still got some broken ceilings, so we've got marginal VMC over there, which is not a good thing if we'd like to get to John Wayne. But I saw on the TAFs, you can see here John Wayne is in the blue, all the other stuff is in the green with good TAFs, that John Wayne will improve over time with weather. As you can see, 1530, 1530 Zulu, then the weather will be VMC. Still scattered, a scattered layer, so we might need to divert, do some cloud diversions while we are arriving at John Wayne. So that's going to be interesting. But it is totally possible for us to make this particular flight. Aika, I was texting behind you yesterday when you took off on the CAT-9. Yeah, I know, and that's much appreciated always. Guys, feel free to join in on the PilotEdge network on the stream here if you like, if you've got your own subscription going there. Okay, so let's first do things first. the weather, a general idea of the weather. So first I just looked at these flight categories as usual. You can see a lot of green flight category depictions here, so VMC all around. But let's have a general idea of what the weather is doing first, because it's fun and it's educational and practical. Today's forecasts. So, a low pressure area, very, very high up north. So, okay. No fronts though. This is for 0900 Zulu. We're currently at 1430 Zulu, so let's go a little bit ahead in time. 1200, 1500. Yeah, this is more accurate. As you can see, we've got an air med here along our route. IFR, fog, and that is a concern to us. So we'll need to go a little bit further in the charts up ahead to see what that air med is all about. It probably has to do something with visibility, perhaps also with cloud ceilings, and we are flying along the coast, so this is relevant for us. What is it doing then a few hours ahead? Well, as you can see at 1800 Zulu, that air med has already retracted, evaporated, gone away. Towards the ocean, so that's a good thing. So we can expect that the weather will generally improve over time. So hopefully when we go from Van Nuys back to John Wayne, we've got better weather on our hands. Eidke, how you get your overlay? Streamlabs. There are different services that provide you with ways to do these overlays, and I built my own, but I use Streamlabs for all the statistics. It's highly recommended. Again, as you can see, 2100 Zulu, yeah, the same stuff is going on. So generally an improvement in weather. Well, the significant weather charts should generally depict the same. It's a little bit more detailed. Let me see. Here to the left is 06 Zulu, so that's very dated chart. This is 1800 Zulu ahead of time. And as you can see, IMC, that's the red line there, sticking there around the coast. Still, we are flying near the coast, so we need to be very wary of what's going on here. Let's go on to a next chart here. This is 1200 Zulu and 00 Zulu. So as you can see, yeah, it generally confirms what we saw earlier. There was some IMC along the coast, and it is improving. Good. Then the satellite imagery. Let's see what the clouds are like, and this is for... Oh yeah, left up corner, 1400 Zulu. Okay, so that's an hour ago. Now, as you can see, not a lot of thick clouds, so that's good. And then already suggests a bit that the whole AirMet stuff has to do more with visibility, perhaps, than with clouds. We don't know for sure. We also see that they're not thick clouds. Those are thick clouds, and they're far, far away. So no thunderstorms or convection SIGMETs going on there, so that's good as well. Miniwebs, are those background noises from XP realistic? Yep, that's true. That's true. And you can just turn them on or off. And they turn on when you have your door open. So when I close my door, you don't hear them. And I like these airport sounds a bit. Yeah, that's cool. Moving on. So the ceilings then. This is for 0900 Zulu, dated. 1200 Zulu, also dated. 1800 Zulu is ahead of time. So as you can see, yep. We've got some ceilings there along the coast, and we can expect around 6,000-ish, perhaps even 3,000-ish. Now, that's a concern because I know that one of the Bravo transitions, I believe the mini route, requires a minimum ceiling altitude of 3,500. So we'll have to see what's going on there. But perhaps if I look very, very closely, and again, this is just a forecast, it seems that the... yeah, I guess that the cloud ceiling would be just over LAX, but again, there's a lot of space here between 3,000 and 6,500. So again, we need to stay wary there. I don't know what PilotEdge is going to do in that case, but we'll have to see. Otherwise, perhaps we cannot do the mini routes, and that's it. I don't expect that will happen. Ceiling, good. 2100 Zulu, as you can see, that weather is retracting, right? Confirms what we saw with the air meds earlier. So the ceilings are moving away. Good. Then also, I guess, no rain, no precipitation forecast for our area. Good, good, good. Visibility. Yep. We also got some visibility. It was 0900. Yeah, so that's also dated. Go ahead in time. 1200, 1500. Oops. Yep, you can see some visibility there. Pretty much covers the LA area here. So also our particular route of today that we're going to fly, and we can expect visibility around 6 miles, 5-ish miles. So that would be marginal VMC, barely VMC at the moment. Okay, what is it going to do? 1800 Zulu. As you can see, it is improving a bit, but still generally that visibility would remain an issue or something that we need to be wary of. Okay. 2100 Zulu doesn't concern us. 6000 feet. What are the winds doing? This is valid 1200 Zulu. This is 1500 Zulu. Well, we've got not that strong of a wind coming from the north going southbound. Okay, so that's good. I do see that there is a strong wind kind of channel there. I don't know how to call that. This bluish stuff. This strand of more stronger winds. But that's more around the Santa Barbara area. Perhaps with Van Nuys we might notice something about that, but I guess around Van Nuys we're not at 6,000 feet. We're a little bit lower than that. But generally winds are calm. Okay. We might have a tailwind during our flight as well. This is 1800 Zulu, and as you can see at 1800, that strand of wind is actually going a little bit more southbound. So that's good, because ahead of time we're going to fly southbound. We're going to go to John Wayne, and so we might benefit a bit of a tailwind there. At least at 6,000 feet. We're going to fly at 5,500, and I will show you in just a second. Moving on. Freezing levels, yeah, freezing levels in the summertime. I mean, 15,000 feet, not a concern, and so also no icing. We don't have clouds there, so at least at 7,000 feet this chart. So good, and that was the last weather charts. Awesome. So weather is generally okay, but marginal VMC-ish. So then more locally, now as you can see here, John Wayne currently is marginal VFR, marginal VMC. We've got 171 at... Let me see how that works. No, winds are calm. I was reading the Zulu time there. Winds are calm, 6 statute miles of visibility. So generally a visibility that's that's on the border there of marginal VMC, and a broken level. That's the most significant one. As you can see, broken at 1,200. Now a broken area and also an overcast is called a ceiling. So if that broken would transform into a scattered or few, that wouldn't be a ceiling, and then you will see that this METAR would turn into VMC. So broken doesn't allow us with a lot of space to transition through that altitude, right? Because when the ceiling is broken, a lot of clouds are there, and we cannot easily remain clear of clouds and descend or climb through that cloud layer. But luckily that's our destination airport, so hopefully if we look at the forecast, and yeah, you can see it is turning VMC. Around 1530 Zulu, variable winds, 6 statute miles of visibility, and that broken layer has become scattered at 1500 feet. So still clouds, and we still need to remain clear of clouds. So that's the 3512 rule, right? So 3 nautical miles of visibility at least, 500 feet below, 1,000 feet above, and 2,000 feet laterally. Remain clear of clouds as VFR pilots. So that's good. Now, if you look at the other airports, green, 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 at the moment, it's also good to look at those staffs. So currently at Torrance, METAR, winds are calm, 130 at 5, 7 statute miles of visibility, scattered at 1,600, as you can see outside. Scattered clouds. So that's nice weather, right? But perhaps we need to wriggle a bit to remain clear of those clouds, which is fun. No, I also like to see the forecast. And as you can see, it will stay VMC the entire day. Skies are actually clear over time, so that's good as well. Let's have a look at LAX2, METAR, 160 at 3 knots, 8 statute miles, few clouds at 1,700 and few at 15,000. So that's good. That's good. That doesn't mean that we've got a ceiling, and also ahead of time you can see it will remain VMC, and also skies are clear. So that means that that mini route transition will be okay, luckily today. Okay, and lastly, let's also have a look at Van Nuys. METAR. Winds are calm, 10 station miles visibility, clear sky, perfect flying weather forecasts, VMC all the way. Awesome. So in terms of weather, we are in the green. We are in the go, also in the hours ahead. We know that there's some IMC here along the coast, but it's retracting back away from us. So perfect. So our flight. So as you can see, there's a lot of flight tracks here back and forth. The first leg is from Torrance, from over here, through the mini route to Van Nuys. A short flight, but with a nice transition. And the mini route transition, I think, is one of the most complex transitions, Bravo transitions for the LAX area, because we need to fiddle a lot with the frequencies. So how do these transitions work? Well, we've got a documents pane here. You can see here that all the different Bravo transitions for LAX are mentioned. And we are going to do the mini route. Now, as you can see in the bottom, let me zoom in for you guys so you can read as well. We've got a northbound leg and a southbound leg. It's usually the same, but then the inverse, and a different altitude to fly. So we are going northbound. So this is the general picture, so you can see LAX. Well, it's quite basic. As you can see here, we're going to pick that radial inbound, or that's the outbound radial actually, of Santa Monica, the outbound radial. And we're going to fly towards Santa Monica. So one straight radial, and we need to have, as you can see, very explicit here, clearance by ATC, explicit clearance that we to transition that Bravo airspace. So unlike with Charlie's, when you are on flight following and you're already in contact with an approach controller, you've already established two-way communications. You're free to transition the airspace without hearing any explicit clearance, right? But with a Bravo, that's different because it's Bravo airspace, a lot of big airplanes there, very serious airspace. And that was a mistake that I made a few streams ago when I did the mini transition, and I talked with the tower, and yeah, I'm on the mini route, but never did I hear the tower say, you have clearance to transition to Bravo. He did acknowledge that I was on the mini route and that stuff, but he never said, and so I was flying, and suddenly I think Susan said on the radio, Papa Tati Mike, are you aware that you are in violation of Bravo airspace? And I thought, how's that? Oh, that's why. I didn't hear. So if we don't get clearance, explicit clearance by the LAX tower before we enter that Bravo airspace that we are allowed to fly in, we just need to circle around and wait for clearance, and that might be the case when it's busy on the PilotEdge network. So we are the ultimately responsible for that clearance. So that's something that we need to remind ourselves with. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on here. First, strangely, not LAX tower coordinates this transition, but Hawthorne Tower. This is a Delta class airport there, a little bit to the east. So we're going to, as soon as we depart from Torrance, we're going to contact. Hey Sniper, good to see you as well on the stream. Looking forward to seeing this stream today. Yeah, well, me too. I'm feeling a bit anxious, to be honest. It's challenging, so I need your help, guys. Help me, support me. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly out from Torrance. We're going to contact Hawthorne and say, Hawthorne, here we are. We'd like to do the northbound mini route at 2,500, I believe. Let's see. Is that somewhere here? During normal tower operating hours, blah, 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 blah. Hawthorne Tower 121.1. Will coordinate transitions through the mini route. Nice. After normal tower, contact tower, blah, blah. Proceed to Hawthorne and the 405 freeway. Yeah, as you can see, that's the 405 freeway. But eventually we need to catch that radial, right? Oh yeah, at 2,500. So that's our altitude that we need to fly if we go to northbound. When cleared by LAX tower, very important, it should be underlined actually, enter the LAX, the Los Angeles class Bravo, and established on the SMO 128 radial at 2,500. And cross LAX runway 24 left numbers, over the runway 24 left numbers, or as directed by ATC. Now, if you fly on that radial 128, the outbound radial, but then inbound to Santa Monica, you will automatically fly over the numbers, as you can see. But still, it's nice also with VMC here that you've got an additional visual reference point as well. So we're going to chat to tower, to a Hawthorne tower, say, hey, here we are, northbound transition mini route. They're going to say, okay, good, establish on the mini route. Then before we are at the Bravo, hopefully we're going to receive a proactive controller would then assign us over to the tower of LAX, say, well, switch over to tower. Then we're going to chat with LAX tower saying, here we are on the northbound, just about to transition through the Bravo. Do we have clearance? Luckily, we're going to have, hopefully we're going to have received clearance. Then we're going to fly through the Bravo and gazing down, looking down on LAX, which is weird in a Skyhawk, looking at all the terminals. But as soon as we transition out of the Bravo, as you can see, Santa Monica Delta is coming up, right? So as soon as we transition the Bravo, then LAX will transition us over to Santa Monica, and we need to switch frequencies again to Santa Monica. Say, Santa Monica, here we are, northbound mini route, and we like to transition your airspace because we're at 2,500 and the airspace of Santa Monica goes up to 2,700. So there we are. We need to transition then that airspace of Santa Monica and then northbound, blah 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 here, Santa Monica, and then northbound to Van Nuys. While at the same time listening to the ATIS of Van Nuys, so we have the weather information and then do a landing there. And once we're landed there, we're going to stop at the ramp, get our bearings straight, reset our frequencies, and make a flight back. And I will brief that flight when we are at Van Nuys. So then we're going to go back and we're going to transition through the coastal route and then all the way to John Wayne. Man, that is challenging. Okay, so that's going to be our flight. In case of diversions and stuff, in case we've got some engine trouble. Hey, that's a nice cheer. And also a very interesting new notification there that I actually am completely unfamiliar with, because I think I set some other notifications there, but it looks nice. Thanks. Thanks, Bambino, for your bits there. Much appreciated. Interesting. I thought I had a nice banner there, but well, should fiddle around with that a bit more after the stream. So in case we've got engine outs, we've got a lot of airports to divert to, obviously here in the LAX area. So we got Hawthorne. LAX would not be an option. I guess in an emergency that would be perhaps be accommodated by Cessna. Depends. I guess they would prefer us to land at Santa Monica in that way, in that scenario. So that's good. And yeah, the whole this first leg depends entirely on switching frequencies and know what is going on, which applies to pretty much every flight I know, but still. And that's about it. So what altitude are we going to fly? Well, 2,500 as assigned or as instructed by on the mini route. We're going to fly that radial. 2,500 is high enough for us to cross this particular terrain, as we saw yesterday with Mireia. And we're going to fly here. Well, it's important that we're not going to overfly or climb through 3,000 feet, because you can see this outer shelf of Burbank starts at 3,000. So probably we'll not be in contact with approach, and we're not cleared to transition the Charlie. So we need to stick to 2,500 the entire way. Yep. Now, when we return from Van Nuys to John Wayne, we've got the class Bravo here, starting at 5,000 to 10,000, and that transition, the coastal route, requires us to get at 5,500, and the same considerations apply. Then we need to first make a departure to the west to gain some altitude to get at 5,500 and get clearance to transition the Bravo before we actually enter the Bravo. Right, on the coastal route. So that's why that little dent is there in the flight. But we're going to brief that at Van Nuys. Okie doke. So, Van Nuys. Oh, I should have turned that stuff on. Sorry, guys. Torrance. This is Torrance Airport. Completely unfamiliar with the airport, so let's have a closer look. Where are we currently parked? Well, I'm parked over here. That's the general aviation ramp. So I guess we're gonna get assigned the bigger runway here, and usually the winds are coming from the ocean. So a 2.9er runway here would be. I guess we can expect 2.9, right? So that would be then, I guess, a taxi like Delta, Alpha, Juliet, and then 2.9, right? I think we're gonna get that taxi instruction, and that's good. No flight following as part of the CAT-10, so just an ordinary departure. And because when we're gonna depart Torrance here, you can see Hawthorne. The airspace of Hawthorne here is already very nearby. It already scratches the Torrance airspace. And obviously we need some time to establish and contact Hawthorne. So what we're going to do is ask for a early transition of frequencies even while we're still in the Torrance delta. So we've got time, and usually that is allowed by the controller. So as soon as we are departed, I'm going to request for a transition of frequencies to Hawthorne, and then I guess we'll be fine. Okay, let's get going. I think that's a nice brief. Sleep well, Miniwebs, and thanks for dropping by for just a brief moment. It's always much appreciated. Hoping that I will pass this one, guys. Wow. Okay, so seat belts. My trusty seat belts, as always, on, fastened. Here we are. Let's close the door. Boom. And we'll sit very comfortably here. Okay, let's reset the TrackIR here. That's good. First, cold and dark. Parking brakes are set. Let's pretend we've got live vest here and the fire extinguisher. Door is closed. ELT is set to auto. This stuff is good. Flap lever is up and our flaps are up. Mixture is set. Throttle is set. My trim is set. My fuel tanks can be set to both. Cut is in. Alternator is in. Blah, 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 blah. Circuit breakers are nicely tucked in also down below. My switch panel works. Thanks for the follow, Gooler. Thanks. Welcome, welcome on board. And my switch panel was in sync, yeah. And my lights, only the beacon is on, and all that other stuff is off. Good. Then batteries on. We've got some fuel. Let's just refuel. So we know we've got enough for the entire flight. Something like that. Done. Fly. Great. I love simulators. So that's good. Then our avionics and all the displays are on. That's good. Then let's test for the flaps. Usually we would now do a also a light test and do the external walk around, but that's not included in the stock here. Flaps are up. Nice. This stuff will set very, very soon. Annunciator messages. The panel works just fine.